Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm running a little late. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's doing well. I had a busy weekend and I'm going to hopefully get my truck worked on for the final time this morning. So looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to it, but glad to get it over with. My daughter and granddaughter are in San Diego. I don't know when they board the cruise, but sometime this morning. And apparently the dad's grandma and grandpa are going too. So there is going to be a guy on the cruise with them. That's cool. But yeah, just looking at the news, not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, obviously Iran, but I mean, really, what is there to talk about? I think we know what's going on. But I'm going to load up the bookmarks. I just got a bunch of random videos. So we'll see how it goes. See who stops by. Tommy was here for a minute. I just got an email from a farmer's market. One said no, and one said we will decide in 3 days. Okay, YouTube. I need a new phone. I've needed a new phone, but now it's like the power button doesn't work. The fingerprint thing works, but the power button itself doesn't work. But I don't have the desire nor the money for a phone. All right, let's get into it. Play a song real quick. Where'd it go? Huh? Better chance of not getting copyrighted on this one. You got All right, I'm back. I'm back in action.
Damn it, Maverick! In there. Well, we gotta help ice. Come on, let's get back in the game, Maverick. Come on. It's still good. Get in there, Maverick. It's no good. God damn it! Maverick's disengaging. I knew it. Shit. God damn it, Maverick. Get in there, Maverick. You can't leave him. Come on. Maverick, what the hell are you doing? Maverick, get in there, for Christ's sake! Ice is in trouble! He's got no cover! Get in there, Maverick! You won't last down there alone! Get in the fight, for Christ's sake! Maverick! Maverick! Maverick's re-engaging, sir. I can't get him off my tail! Ike, I've got your big dead ahead. I've got him dead ahead. Good tone. I got good tone. I got tone. Fire it!
Good job, Maverick. Too bad it doesn't work like that in the real world. I think we've already lost, what, three or four Americans in this conflict. There was a few fighter jets. I think 3 were shot down in over Kuwait by their defense air systems by mistake or not. They all managed to get out safely.
Yes, 1 minute. لا لا شبه الدبه 1 minute. 1 minute. Yes, 1 minute. لا شبه الدبه 1 minute.
So I don't know if maybe he's hurt or not. I don't know. I don't know why he's loaded into the back of now being taken care of by a group of Kuwaitis. Don't know. I would honestly rather watch ducks walking over flowers than talk about Iran today. But we do have some Pete Hegseth videos coming up. I haven't even had time to really look at this stuff today. I had a busy weekend. I went through 40 dozen strawberries. I would have went out again today, but I got to get my truck fixed. I drove way too far on it, the way that in the condition that it is. I pushed my luck, but yeah, I went through 40 dozen strawberries yesterday and the day before and cleaned out a huge portion of all my stuff, all my chocolate. I'm basically down to nothing. I mean, I've got plenty of chocolate, but I got to start making all new stuff again. So that's cool. And I did find some decent strawberries for cheap, actually. Grateful, good morning. Yes, I did get that PSYOP video. I didn't have a chance to watch. I played it when I was in and out. I caught a little bit of it. I heard somebody else talking about the same thing, about the history of the government of Iran. Thank you for sending that to me. We always end up, Driscoll. I use Driscoll. I think it's like Foxy Farms are the two main ones that I usually get. There's a couple other ones too. But I was going to a major grocery store, and that's what I bought for Saturday. They were $2.82 a pound and in horrible, ugly shape. And I had to buy twice as many as I was going to use because half of them are no good. Not half of them, but a good portion of them are no good. So you got to sift through them, you know. And then I went back yesterday, same place. I had them in my hand and I just put them back and walked out. I'm like, I can't sell these things. These things are disgusting. So I walked out, and then I was going to go to Walmart and then another grocery store. But I just happened to drive by a restaurant store that I go to for other stuff, and they do have produce, but I never buy strawberries there. But I just happened to look it up online right as I drove by there, and it said they had them for $1.99 a pound. So I did a U-turn, and sure enough, you know, basically $16 a flat, and they were beautiful. So I ended up getting 12 pounds yesterday. I go to Walmart if I have to, Tommy. It's like it's Fred Meyer is my go-to, then Winco, then Walmart. I not like Walmart is literally like once a year. Maybe, well, this year I'll say maybe like 4 or 5 times in the last year. But yeah, Fred Meyer, for whatever reason, that's my go-to. They're I'll pay a little bit more for the best strawberries, but you go there and they have signs that say, oh, because of the weather or this or that. I just quit going there for a while. Walmart sells Foxy in your location. Yeah, and believe it or not, you can get good deals at Walmart on the strawberries, and they're pretty good, you know. It really just kind of depends on what you're making, you know. Chocolate strawberries, you can get away with a little bit more forgiveness as far as the prettiness of them. It's the top closest to the green that you got to worry about because I don't dip it all the way in chocolate. But, you know, I do strawberry shortcakes and stuff pretty much every time I sell. And those, you know, those can't be ugly. You use lemon juice to keep them fresh. That's a trick. If you ever do like apples or if you cut apples or you cut strawberries, lemon juice keeps them from browning. But yeah, I cranked it out this weekend, and I was just in my old location too. I've been up there forever, Bigfoot Java. Well, I went up there for Valentine's Day, but other than that, it's been like a year. So it was kind of nice to see that crowd of people and make a little money so I can get my truck worked on again. I go to some distillery on Saturday. I'm going to have another busy weekend this week. Daylight savings time Sunday. I noticed it was already a little lighter out this morning than normal, earlier. What do you do with the lemon juice? So like for my strawberry shortcakes, you chop up your strawberries, put them in a bowl, add a little sugar and lemon juice. Shake it up, let it sit for about an hour, let the strawberries macerate. And then it's a perfect. I did have one guy tell me that he likes the strawberry shortcakes. And this was just recently. More syrupy and more all this kind of mushy or what. I can't remember what he said. So I made a couple extra syrupy for him. But other than that, I've sold hundreds, probably 1,000 strawberry shortcakes now. And people love them. I just baked the white cake right in the little 4x4 miniature tin, put on some vanilla whipping ice, basically a vanilla whipping cream, and then a pile of those strawberries like that. If you don't use the lemon juice, your strawberries will brown. And if you cut an apple, if you slice an apple, you just let it sit there, it'll brown. But if you soak it in lemon juice, it won't. Yeah, I don't think that a lot of people use the lemon juice because you really don't have to worry about it. If it's just for home, right? And you're doing it right away. But mine, I'll sell my strawberry shortcakes 2 days out. They can, as long as it's not warm weather, they can go 2 days. So the lemon juice helps preserve them and keep them from browning. Yeah, if you try it, you'll see what I'm talking about. After say 24 hours. I even sold some Dubai bars. Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. And our weather here is just gorgeous. Blue skies, knock on wood, because it will change. But it's just been blue skies, decent weather. I mean, it's not warm, but it's definitely not cold. So can't complain. Crude opened up about 10 points today. I don't know what that means as far as like the oil. Is that probably means that gas is going to go up, like way up, huh? It's already expensive here. I just filled up for like $3.69 in Auburn. But down here in Tacoma, I went to 2 different gas stations over the last week, and I just put a little bit of gas in because it was $4.60 at both places. So like literally $1 more a gallon, which makes no sense. I'm not paying $5 a gallon for gas. Fuck it. What else do we got here? The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and I don't know who this guy is, some high-ranking 4, 5, 6-star general, probably 8-star general. And apparently Iran does have long-range striking capabilities.
Thank you for your time. What percentage of Iranian long-strike capabilities are still in the fight? And what is our exit strategy here, and when will it be deployed?
Well, they have long-range strike capabilities, which we are hyper-focused on. The brief we got just this morning, Admiral Cooper knows exactly and precisely what kind of threat matrix he's looking at, the way they might change their techniques and how we adapt to that. So we're making sure the theater commander has absolutely everything he needs. I mean, one of the things the chairman mentioned is for months and months, even before we built up, we ensured that we had maximum defensive capabilities in theater to allow the president the decision space in the future. So even before this buildup in the last 30 days, we discreetly brought defensive assets in to make sure, understanding that there are Iranian capabilities. As far as time frame, I would never hang a time frame from our perspective. The commander-in-chief sets the op tempo and terms of this fight. As I said, it's on his terms. And we'll make sure that Admiral Cooper and his team have everything they need, not just to defend. I mean, the best defense is good offense. And so we're aggressively pushing into that airspace over that southern flank to ensure that we control it and we destroy anything that moves that would attempt to shoot us. Think of it as shooting the archer instead of the arrows. That's where we want to be. And we have the kind of exquisite intelligence to get over the top, find that and destroy it. It won't happen overnight. This is a big battle space with a lot of capabilities. That's part of the reason why it's such a threat to us. That's why I talk about conventional umbrella to blackmail nuclear ambitions. They were building up this conventional arsenal in order to ensure that no one would ever block them from their ability to get nuclear weapons. So we're very clear-eyed about the nature of this Iranian threat, and we're going to get after it. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for the question. The only thing I'll add is that unlike an operation, a single operation like Midnight Hammer or Absolute Resolve, it'll take some time for us to conduct battle damage assessment, and the targeting cycle that CENTCOM will run will take those things into effect. Admiral Cooper will adjust his plan and fires accordingly to ensure that we're attriting that. He's focused on long-range strike capability coming out of the enemy, and that's a key and essential part of it.
Abilities that still exist from the enemy front?
Yeah, that's what I mean when I say we're still doing BDA. Normally we'd be able to see a singular thing and we'd assess pretty quickly. He's doing offense and assessment simultaneously, so it'll take longer for us to assess than it would in a single operation.
I mean, it sounds like a bunch of fucking bullshit to me. It sounds like the same fucking bullshit to me. You know, blah, 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 simultaneous, this operation, we're going to have to, take our time to assess. So basically, we're just going to keep shooting missiles and bombs. And eventually, we're probably going to have to put fucking tanks and boots on the ground. I mean, that's what it's going to come down to. That's what they want. That's what they need to happen. I don't know. $2.35 last week for gas for you. Wow. Well, yeah, here in Washington, we have, I think, the highest gas tax added on to the price, like $1 or something, $1.40. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's us in California are the highest. New York's probably pretty high too. Yeah, and I drive a V8. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth tells the left in fake news to screw off. Iran is not another forever war.
To the media outlets and political left screaming endless wars. Stop. This is not Iraq. This is not endless. I was there for both.
You know what I don't love about this already? Stop. Stop it. Stop it already. Stop it. That's not something that the Secretary of War should be saying, okay? That's something that a podcaster would say, something that one of our kids would say, something that we would say when we're just being, goofing off. That's not what you say when you're addressing the nation. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I think this guy's underqualified, like by a long shot. I think we made a slight error in judgment when we went rah. Yeah, let's get this guy in. For what? Come on. This guy is he's Make-A-Wish Foundation Secretary of Defense, wannabe Secretary of War. I mean, the last video we watched, the guy to the right, that admiral or general, whoever that other guy was. I mean, we don't even have to. I don't know nothing about this. I could just tell that other guy just completely outclasses him. He knows nothing. Stop it.
Outlets and political left screaming endless wars. Stop. This is not Iraq. This is not endless. I was there for both. Our generation knows better, and so does this president. He called the last 20 years of nation-building wars dumb, and he's right. This is the opposite. This operation is a clear, devastating, decisive mission. Destroy the missile threat, destroy the Navy, no nukes. Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful. Capable partners, as we've said since the beginning, capable partners are good partners. Unlike so many of our traditional allies who wring their hands and clutch their pearls, hemming and hawing about the use of force. America...
Angelique, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. We're just kind of going over some random videos. This happens to be with this clown right now. Demi Moore. I don't know if she's on Ozempic. There are signs. I don't know. Not a fan. Not a fan of that whole group. The Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore. I don't know if Bruce Willis gets a pass or not. I don't think he does, honestly. think he's probably playing fucking retarded now, so he doesn't have to face the fucking Epstein files. Who knows? That whole crew is fucked up. Ray Lewis called social media worse than drugs after his son's death. He joined lawmakers and families at the Florida Capitol to raise awareness about concussions, and he advocates for stronger safety protections for young athletes.
Today I stand here as a father, as a warrior of Christ. And my son doesn't stand next to me, but my other two sons does. We are a family that believe in God with all of our hearts. And there are a lot of issues on why our kids are dying. There's a lot of things that we need to take a different approach about when we think about the things that our children are being exposed to. Social media is worse than drugs now because it's taken the ability from being a parent simply away. Instead of hugging a child, we now give them an iPad or an iPhone. There are so many things that if I was to challenge anyone, the one thing you never want to endure in life is having to bury your child. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life. And the thing that hurts the most is Rondell, 25 years old. What is it that we're not hearing? What is it that we're not saying? What is it that we're not doing? There's something that has to change. If not, our kids don't have a future. I got two beautiful granddaughters, and we got to do something to make sure that they gonna be okay. But today is just a warning. Parents, talk to your kids more than watching them scroll on social media all day. Find out what they're really going through in life.
Yeah, it's crazy how often we hear about athletes and celebrities that there's a lot of problems in that world. A lot. I personally don't think it's worth it to play in the NFL. I don't think that the NFL should exist. I don't watch it. I'm not a fan. Even though the Seahawks won this year, I could care less. It's just, it's too violent. It's just you got these guys are like absolute monsters. And you got these guys that train their whole lives to make it to the NFL, only to meet up with somebody that you get one guy that trains his whole life to be, to catch footballs, to be fast on his feet and catch footballs. But then he meets a guy that trains his whole life to kill people like him on the field. And then that's what happens, and even if you physically survive, your soul leaves you. And it doesn't even have to be in the NFL. If it's because of concussions, why that happened to his son, not a fan of it at all. Baseball, sure. Basketball, okay. Soccer, fine. Football, I'm not a fan of it. Rugby, not a fan. It's too violent. And I know that, probably sounds woke, but I'm not saying ban it. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it should exist. It's fucking crazy town. But everybody loves it. It's like modern day Rome. Fuck the gladiators. They get paid money, so who wouldn't want to be them? But then you see the aftermath, and the aftermath is fucking crazy. I came across, I don't know if it's on here or not, but I came across this guy, Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Serafini, former Major League Baseball pitcher, who was arrested and charged in 2023 in connection with the 2021 shooting in Lake Tahoe, California. I don't know if you guys heard about this case, but hold on. Yeah, what he did was he snuck into his in-laws' house. He broke into the home of his in-laws in Lake Tahoe while they were out on a boat. He waited inside the house for hours until they returned. When the father-in-law, Gary, came back in, Serafini shot and killed him. He also shot his mother-in-law, Wendy, multiple times. She survived the initial attack, but later died by suicide in 2023. The motive, prosecutors argued Serafini was motivated by financial pressure and greed. So anyway, I have a YouTube video of him getting sentenced. I'm going to play real quick.
For count for 1222.5A, plus the enhancement of 25 years to life, that shall be fully consecutive. For count 3, violation of 459 first, a triad of 2, 4, and 6 years, the court finds a middle term and imposes a middle term. There had also been a special finding of a non-participant present at the time. For count for 1222.5A, the court also imposes a middle term of 4 years. That's firearm enhancement for the first-degree burglary, accompanying that count. A special finding also being had by our jury under 1202.7C, the court imposes an additional term of 5 years for the great bodily injury done upon Gary, and also under 1222.7A, 3 years, and those are also imposed for the great bodily injury finding jury found against Wendy. The court understands as to those last 3 enhancements that the court has discretion to strike those enhancements. Under 1385A, this court declines to stay, strike, or dismiss those due to the nature of the offense, the harm caused, and that such finding, again, would endanger public safety and not be in the interest of justice. I have, in all of my findings on 1385, considered the defendant's lack of record and other mitigating factors set forth in the statement.
Anyway, so when it comes to money, people will do anything, man. And when you have money, God, you got to be careful. Careful who your kids marry, right? Because they might come for you. Careful who they marry, because and it can happen any which way. They may not, you marry into money. They may not want them to have the money. Or if you have money and they marry the wrong person, they could come for your money. It happens. It's wild. Let's get back to the X-Files. This wood is pretty cool. I'd never heard of it before. It's called a Nanmu wood. It releases some type of protective resin, and it turns gold.
This is one of the most expensive woods on Earth. It's known as golden Nanmu wood. A single log can be worth over $3 million, but its price isn't just about how it looks. Look closely, and you'll see a soft golden shimmer in the grain, almost like golden threads flowing through the wood. For centuries, this wood was tightly controlled by Chinese royalty. It was reserved for palaces, temple columns, and royal coffins. Many assume it's expensive just because it looks golden, but the real secret is its ability to protect itself. Golden Nanmu grows for decades in humid environments. Over time, it slowly releases resin. That resin crystallizes in inside the wood, creating a natural barrier. The barrier protects it from rot, insects, and cracking. Even after hundreds of years, it stays solid and strong. It's often called the immortal wood. Because of this, many ancient structures are still standing today. In China, buildings made with golden nanmu have lasted for over 1,000 years. No modern chemicals, no reinforced concrete, just the wood doing what it does best. Today, this wood is extremely rare. Due to over-harvesting, golden nanmu is now heavily protected. If a piece of wood can last 1,000 years, would you still call it expensive? This is one.
So interesting, I thought anyway. Golden nanmu wood. Why are men and women in this country being sent to war?
The American people also want to know what they're sending their men and women to war for. Is there a concern of this spiraling into a longer war? And one for the chairman.
Did you not hear my remarks? We're ensuring the mission gets accomplished, but we're very clear-eyed, as the president has been, unlike other presidents, about the foolish policies of the past that recklessly pulled us in to things that were not tethered to actual clear objectives. So we know, we have plans, we have generals, we have chairmen, we have commanders, CENTCOM commanders, Admiral Cooper.
The American people also want to know what they're sending their men and women to war.
I didn't hear an answer. I heard we know, but that's all I heard. Charlie Kirk, when he was alive.
It's America's fault that Iran is currently under the current regime occupation. I mean, you know the history, right? So you had the Shah. There was a democratically elected Mossada. I always mispronounce it, right? But that was close enough, right? That was close. And then he wants to nationalize the oil. Some goofy stuff happens. We get involved and displace him and put the Shah back in when he's sick, super unpopular, and then you get radicalism, right? So I'm not one to overplay into America bad. This was a royal screw up on behalf of the American Central Intelligence Agency and the British intelligence. So when you say, what do we have to do to regime change? I'm like, maybe we should sit this one out, let the Iranian people figure it out themselves. It's America's fault.
And that was kind of towards the video that Grateful sent me about the history of Iran and how the Ayatollah came to power. And and of course we had to intervene back when, because like at one point they said that, you know, the people of Iran were wearing blue jeans and basically westernized. And then it all changed. Very interesting. Thought this was a cool video, drilling into ice. I just like watching these random videos sometimes.
Dude, check out how fair this ice is. Dude, check out how fair this ice is.
So I thought that was kind of cool. Another random video. Packaging up a glass vase or something. I didn't realize it at first, but when this paper spits out, it's got liquid foam coming out on top of it. I wouldn't mind having that machine. Pretty badass. The New York MEX is exercising a rule this morning. Crude is trading. Okay, at NYMEX. Energy energy product circuit breakers. Our energy markets have dynamic circuit breakers, which means the range in which prices can move is reset continuously on a rolling 60-minute look-back window. If markets move more than 10% in that time, a 2-minute halt is initiated. Huh. So they're basically safeguarding the price of oil, maybe? Halt in trading. Yeah. Interesting. We lost 4 Americans.
We fight to win, and we don't waste time or lives. As the president warned, an effort of this scope will include casualties. War is hell, and always will be. A grateful nation honors the 4 Americans we have lost thus far and those injured. The absolute best of America. May we prosecute the remainder of this operation in a manner that honors them. No apologies, no hesitation, epic fury for them and the thousands of Americans before them, taken too soon by Iranian radicals. We fight to win, and we don't waste time or lives. As the president warned, an effort of this scope will include casualties. War is hell, and always will be. A grateful nation honors the 4 Americans.
Yeah, we don't need to lose anymore. I just looked up something grateful on this. It says global crude oil prices jumped sharply this morning as traders reacted to major escalation in the U.S.-Israel-Iran conflict. Brent crude, the global benchmark, soared above 80 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate is trading to near the low 70s per barrel. The Strait of Hormuz is a route where 20% of the world's crude comes from. Traders are pricing the risk that oil flows could be restricted or halted, even temporarily, which tightens supply expectations. The risk premium pushes oil futures higher because traders want to hedge against possible losses if supplies drop. Says where oil is actually traded by financial players, extremely volatile right now. Prices are rising fast because they see the possibility of supply disruption. Yeah, if they block the Strait of Hormuz, that's when all hell breaks loose. Yeah, it says if the situation stabilizes, prices could ease back down. If it worsens, markets are signaling a path towards $90 or even $100 per barrel territory. Yikes. All right. What else do we have here? Another random video, a crab pulling apart some type of meat, seafood. Maybe it's some chicken. What is it eating? The result of giving kai kamuri a tough, meaty shellfish. It showed me an unbelievable way of using. I have this thing. They don't know how to fucking speak English or something. Using the bend of the movable finger as a fulcrum to tear it apart. it is kind of cool to watch this. I can even dig the piano music. So, crab tearing apart some meat. Where else are you going to see that at, right? I just kind of bookmarked this for myself earlier. It says, check out the illegal offshore structures in China that are also problematic in Korea. They are believed to be spraying pollutants similar to chemtrails. I just bookmarked that because I came across another video where people down in Florida are saying that there's a place off the Gulf, possibly an oil rig, that it's just, even on the satellites, it's showing clouds originating from one spot, which is just weird. I thought this was Magooch for a second.
Hey, Joe, what do you tell me about what you're wearing?
Well, this is Brunello Cucinelli. The shirt I had made from Bud in London. They custom made it out of voile. Really nice and thin, and you sweat, you don't know it. The pants are Moss and Hoffman. The shoes are by the Coach Shoemaker and Silk Damask. Over here we've got a bracelet with 138 carats of diamonds. I have my Rodney Special on, Super 7, all the quartz healing. My 70th birthday present. My 30th birthday present. Some service stripes I earned. And my retirement fund. Looking pretty sharp yourself there.
Yep, it does. Very nice.
Glad to be in my hometown of Tulsa.
Hey, Joe, what do you tell me about?
So that guy's got some money that he's wearing right there. Whether it's his or not, who knows? Chinese researchers identify a coronavirus with a 100% fatality rate in mice. They died of brain infection. Sure, they did.
Today I'll be talking about a study from China where they've identified a coronavirus that has got 100% fatality in mice. Of all the mice that were infected, they all died. Now, this is the paper here. It's a preprint paper. And I must say, I'm a little surprised it's been published because the situation in China is often, shall we say, not always amenable to full peer review. So I'm a little surprised to see this paper. I'm just wondering if someone's going to get told off for publishing it. Now, the death seemed to be caused by late-stage brain infection. So they got infection in the lungs and the nose and the trachea, as you would expect, with a respiratory transmitted virus. But then they got better from that, but they died of brain infection. I guess we'd call it an encephalitis, a viral infection in the brain itself. Not a nice way to die at all. So again, I'm a bit surprised this was published, to be quite honest. And, today a war's been started to prevent Iran getting nuclear weapons. These weapons, potentially made from viruses, are just as dangerous. And yet this dangerous research is going on and no one really seems to say much about it, let alone start a war about it.
I'm on the mute minute. I don't tend to believe anything that these guys say, especially if I don't know. You got to consider the source. Who does he work for? Big Pharma? Are they trying to sell another vaccine? Who knows? I tend not to believe any of that, but I thought I'd play it. Another random video of a guy wanting some. I don't know what this type of cake's called. Not a fan of it, of that liquid it soaks in, but I would want to just try it.
So,
This video, like, I could watch like 3, 4, 5 times. I don't know why. Has anybody ever had that cake before or know what that is, what that liquid is? I'm just not a fan of having my cake soaked in a liquid that's just kind of sitting out like that. I don't know. I need to know what that is. If it was like completely encased in something where no bugs could get in there, then I might consider it. I don't know. Booze or butter? Grateful's Googling it right on. I think it's like maybe Turkish or something. Hold on, let me make sure this is correct. Yeah, this is true. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. So we're looking at it. The image shows a large tray of it is Turkish, huh? Ravani cake being sliced at a, whatever that is, a patisserie in Istanbul. Key features: it is a dense, moist sponge cake made with salmonella food poisoning, made with semolina and soaked in a sweet scented syrup, often lemon or orange. Interesting. Turkish Ravani cake. Semolina baked into a soft sponge cake. Okay. Now, this is just me because I know nothing. Semolina. Semolina is a coarse flour made from durum wheat. Not as fine as regular flour, slightly grainy, like a very fine cornmeal. Interesting. I would try it. like if you made it yourself, I would try it. I wouldn't want to buy it from like a public place like that. That's just me. Kind of grosses me out. But I bet it tastes amazing. I think Italians use semolina. They probably do. It's pronounced patisserie. Huh. Very cool. Turkish. So Kash Patel, who was basically, I think, put into this, they call him the Make-A-Wish Foundation FBI director, wrote 3 children's books. Did you guys know this? About King Donald, the plot against the king. And I had to look this up to make sure that this wasn't just some bullshit story. But it is true. Hold on. 2022, he published The Plot Against the King, and then it was followed by 2 sequels, The Plot Against the King, 2000 Mules, and The Plot Against the King 3, The Return of the King. The stories portrayed Trump as a heroic King Donald, and features characters based on real political figures like Hillary Clinton. What?
My name is Kash Patel, and I have written the first ever children's Russiagate book. It's called The Plot Against the King. It is a fantastical telling by me, the Russiagate chief investigator under then Chairman Nunes, of how we triumphed to put truth over evil and report the facts to the American public. Please go to the link below and order your copy today.
I mean, just, are you fucking kidding me? He just looks like it. Fucking guy. Anna Paulina, what's her name? Anna, I can't remember her name. Anna Luna Paulina, some bullshit. Pro-Israeli, full of shit about the UFOs. Not a fan of her, one bit. She had me fooled with the fucking pretty hair and all the bullshit. She's just full of shit about everything she says. I just call balls and strikes. And this is no exception.
Did we not just invade? We are not invading. Are you seeing boots on the ground there? Because I'm not. And I've been told directly by the State Department and the White House that that's not the intention. I mean, we just killed the leader of the country. That's not okay. Targeted strategic military strikes and invasions are 2 totally different things, according to military terminology. They're calling it a war. The president has called it a war.
And targeted airstrikes.
Strategic strikes, and according to the White House, and I just talked to them and talked to the Secretary of State, strategic strikes are not war.
Really? So if someone bombed America,
do you see boots on the ground?
War? Oh wait, that makes no sense. So you're saying it has to be boots on the ground?
According to your own definition,
so that's your standard.
The regime of Iran has killed thousands of Americans and murdered them. So by definition, they've already declared war on the United States.
I know. I've had GI missiles raining down on me too. I know how terrible the Iranian regime is. We are not debating that they are a truly terrible regime. What we're talking about is the standard for the commander-in-chief to commit our sons and daughters in the military to war, and going to war when it is in the national interest and making that case to America and going to Congress and getting approval for war. So you are saying this is a limited mission that is only bomb strikes. So there is no congressional authorization necessary. How is this different from when Joe Biden bombed the Houthi rebels in Yemen without congressional authorization and you oppose that?
How is indifferent? Because it's not. Anna Paulina Luna, that's her name. These guys are going more at it. French for pastry bakery. Okay, patisserie. Interesting. Yeah, the French. They got the pastries for sure over there. Some of those places, you can't even get in. They sell out right away. You got to book weeks, if not months in advance to some of these places to get a pastry. It's crazy. I followed this one lady, Kirsten Tibbles. She's always traveling, looking at pastries and stuff like that. The world of money. I think I'm going to skip this video because I'm crunched for time. The Backstreet Boys. This is Tommy and Theendu's favorite band. They performed at the Sphere. I don't know who it was. Was it You Grateful? Somebody went to seen The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. And this is the Backstreet Boys. I think Tommy and Theendu were there.
Till you sing. Till you sing.
I mean, that would probably send me into a seizure if I had to watch that for too long, to tell you the truth. Not because of the music, just because of the graphics. I don't do good with like first-person video games, or I get motion sickness real easy. Not a fan. But I would want to see The Wizard of Oz. A couple tigers eating a milk block. Thought that was kind of cool. Erika Kirk.
It was a while ago. I can't even keep track of dates anymore with babies and anniversary dates and everything else in between. So anyways, so we had met through a family friend. He had invited me to the office opening for Turning Point USA, which I know several of you guys are supporters of. So thank you for all of your support for Turning Point USA. And so I went to the office opening and he was like, you need to meet the CEO. And I was like, okay, great. I don't know. I was not familiar with that world at all. But the interesting point is that year, that was in August. In May, I had taken a pilgrimage with my mom to Israel. And my whole intention of that trip was to find my future husband. If there was a hole in a rock anywhere to put a prayer, and those of you who've been, it was.
I need to find that interview because I don't hear what she says after that. Like, what are you talking about? You went to Israel and your whole intention was to find your husband?
Point is that year, that was in August. In May, I had taken a pilgrimage with my mom to Israel. And my whole intention of that trip was to find my future husband. If there was a hole in a rock anywhere to put a prayer, and those of you who've been...
Sure you did, lady. And here's Erika again.
Individual to get on that roof and end your husband's life. Do you have questions about that, or have you just socked that away for and leave it to the lawyers?
No, if you think about it, everything starts small. Okay, so when you start believing in something or diving into something, it starts with a small little seed. So is that seed going to be something that was planted and go towards the light and go towards the Lord? Or is that seed that's planted that's going to go towards evil and darkness? And it starts with one little inch that just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Y'all, what was that? What was that? What was that? She was asked one simple damn question about Tyler Robinson, and she spoke in freaking circles. The chick went on and on. What did she just say? Does anybody know what she just said? No, because she sat there and mumbled like a shit salesman with a mouthful of samples. She said nothing. Why not just answer the question? Why is it so hard for her to answer the question? Instead, she mumbles because she doesn't have an answer. That's why. I'm just saying, guys, tell me in the comments below.
Yep, because she doesn't have an answer.
I was today years old whenever I realized that Tyler Boyer said that Charlie moved to Arizona for Erika, even though they haven't met yet.
All over.
Can you explain why Arizona for Turning Point? How did that all happen?
Well, I'm here.
I know.
So I'm from here.
Did you bring him here and say, this is where you should do it?
That's right.
You're the reason.
So I don't know if I want to call myself the reason. I think Erika's the reason. I think ultimately, if it would have been for Erika being here, probably God wouldn't have got Charlie to nudge him to be here. But
I know I'm not the only one who heard somebody like hit something to get his attention and then him look up and almost panic and think about his story.
Ultimately, if it would have been for Erika being here, probably God wouldn't have got Charlie to nudge.
Let's play it all the way through and see if you guys can catch another thing here at the end.
Right.
You're the reason.
So I don't know if I want to call myself the reason. I think Erika's the reason. I think ultimately, if it would have been for Erika being here, probably God wouldn't have got Charlie to nudge him to be here. But yeah, I'm a 7th generation Arizonan. We were in Chicago. That's where Charlie's from. He's a Chicago boy through and through, Cubs fan. But those negative 10-degree winters are really tough to get people to move to. And so I remember, I actually remember exactly where I was standing when I got the phone call, and he's like, "That's it. We can open up an office in Phoenix." And we did. We had an office. I originally opened in Mesa, right down the street from where I lived. And then we ultimately got where we got it now, right by the Arizona Grand.
Yeah, somebody doesn't want him to tell the story about how Charlie moved down here or his recollection of how Charlie moved down here. It is very clear that he is looking at somebody who's probably back there like, no.
Exactly where I was standing when I got the phone call, and he's like, "That's it. We can open up an office in Phoenix." And we did. We had an office. I originally opened in Mesa, right down the street from where I lived. And then we ultimately got where we got it now, right by the Arizona Grand.
Yep, they over-explain, backtrack, just telltale signs of lying. I'm just over it with those people. It'd be interesting to know what Charlie Kirk had to say about the conflict in Iran right now. But he's dead, so what are you going to do?
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have...
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to go. Patty, or Grateful, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Angelique, and I think Tommy was here. I got to head out, go get my truck worked on, hopefully for the last time, and hopefully everything will be running smoothly, and I can get back to work. So everyone have a great day, and we will talk to you next time.